Tonight you join me for the penultimate round of the FLH Season 3A. Season, of course. We have, you join us in Brazil for what should be quite an exciting race. We're going to have a wet race. So that's going to be interesting. Means that everything is on the line in qualifying. It doesn't matter what tyres they start on. And the driver's reaction to this news about a wet race isn't being taken too well. If you're in the Discord, you'd see that. Bit of a pandemonium. And we're going to see, I think FKaz has left the pits. Yes, he's going to be leading us on the outlap. So we'll follow him. The first Grand Prix in Brazil was 1973, home of the famous Ayrton Senna. We'll have 36 laps tonight with a circuit length of 4.3 kilometers. The race distance will be about 303 kilometers, and the lap record being a 1 minute 11.044. That's from Max Verstappen in 2017. 15 turns here with a height difference of about 40 meters. That ranging from the just before the turn in for turn 1 and the lowest point being just before turn 5. Anyway, this is FKaz. I did a practice lap on my pad a minute ago, and he's just come around the final few turns now. But yeah, I managed to get a 1 minute 11, and that was invalidated. So let's see what FKaz can do now in the pink Force Indy. He's got his DRS right on the meter board there, and the heavy braking into turn 1. Between turn 1 and turn 2 is where the DRS detection zone is. The Senna S's, of course, I believe they're there, so I'll just keep quiet about those in case I've got that wrong. But anyway, already out of turn 3 onto the DRS zone. Here he's got his DRS activated before heavy braking for turn 4, which is a 90-degree left-hander. Accelerating out, getting a bit of wobble in the back of that car as he goes towards turn 5, which is sweeping left-hander, followed swiftly by turn 6, 7 and 8, all in quick succession. Trying to get as much speed through there as you can. Lots of opportunity to go wide there. Now turn 9 there, left-hander. You can see a Renault pulling out of the way of him. That was Harry Blues or Wesley, it looks like. But anyway, out there through turn 10, the hairpin, before accelerating towards turn 11. Followed by 12, a bit of a braking session. And Philip is retired from the session. And out of the final turn. I'm not too sure what's happened to Philip there, but we're going to ride on board as FKaz is the first one to set a lap with a 1 minute 9.999. Just into the 1 minute and something barrier, and there is Philip Hodgson pulling over. That's into danger with a benchmark lap of 1 minute 7.7. And Philip TM isn't too happy in the chat, which I'm not too sure what happened here. It looks like what I think. I'm not too sure what happened at all, actually. This is Crazy Crumpet with Simsy Danger. He's ahead of Brumadinho, his teammate, by about 0.2 of a second there. So very close through here around this track. This track obviously providing for some excellent racing. This is Scooter Seb. He's on his hot lap. He's already in sector 2. He's choosing to qualify on the soft tyres, even though we're going to have a wet race. So maybe he thinks there's more pace in the softs, or he's banking on it being a drier start than forecast. We'll have to wait and see. But this is the Williams. We get a nice angle of the front right suspension there as he goes into the right-hander of turn 10. Almost at the end of the track then. Harry Blue squeezing up into third with a 1 minute 8.2. Now let's see what Scooter Seb can do. He needs to get to the line in 8 seconds, in under 7 seconds, under 8 seconds to get pole position here, and it looks like he's only in 4th, so that might have just been a bank lap. He is on the slower tyres, so we need to keep that into account. This is Wesley then, he's coming out of turn 11 now. Let's see what he can do. Sector 3 pretty much flat out in this track. The DRS detection zone on the exit of turn 13, so that's the first kink in that long dash, and he's going to stick to the side, and he's going to get himself up into stick position, so he's ahead of Philip Hogston. We should have 16 drivers, and that's Crazy Combat pulling into the pits, but Spaghetti Chips is just coming out of the pits now. Walsh-Gabert with a 16.8 second first sector. Of course, this track very short lap times. About as fast as a lap of Monaco or even the Red Bull Ring, but it's a very technical circuit as well. There's big variation, bit of a lock up there as you touch the grass in the Haas. But anyway, this is the penultimate round. Next week will be the final round of the championship. But Sims Danger could lose the championship tonight. It depends who's on pole, who wins this race. Because if Scuderia Seb wins this race, right now he's 19 points ahead. If he wins this race, he can win. If Scuderia Seb wins the race tonight, he will win the championship before Abu Dhabi, I believe, and that's a huge spike of lag from Walsh-Gabert. He's in third position. Spaghetti Chips come back into the garage. 11 minutes remaining then. Prince here with a lap of 1 minute 17. He's going to go for another hot lap. Here's on the super soft tyres. Scuderia Seb all the way down. Oh no, Scuderia Seb was on the super soft, so I was looking at Wesley who had the softs on. Unless he's gone out for another lap. Oh, that's because it's fitted. Best, there we go, that's what we want. F Gaz has just retired. EFC Gaz, I'm just going to call him Gaz. Gaz has just retired. Also, we've got to watch out for Dropier versus Spaghetti Chips because there's only 4 points between them. I think Dropier is going to join after qualifying though, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid. And with Spaghetti Chips' latest performances, he could be in with quite a battle. This is Prince Killer then in the papaya orange McLaren. Coming through turn 13 there. On the apex of turn 14, that's where the camera is. Up there on turn 15 and on the straight, clipping the Astra on the inside there. And he's going to get himself up into 7th place. The two Toro Rossos going on outlaps right behind each other. And DeLuca, the reserve driver, he's going to put in a lap of 1 minute 9, but it's been invalidated. Scuderia Seb then, he's on a hot lap, and across the line he goes, and he's only going to move himself up into 6th. That was invalidated as well. He might go for another crack, because he's got fully RS. Maybe that was just a warm-up lap. Out of nowhere, Brumadinho's taken pole by 1300ths of a second. So those two Ferraris batting it out. But what can the Williams of Scuderia Seb do tonight to win the championship? Here comes Scuderia Seb then. We're right on board as he comes across the line, and he's going to only take 3rd. So Sims Danger may take this championship battle right to the end of the season. Round 21 could be where it all ends up, or could it be tonight? We'll have to see what happens, especially if Scuderia Seb has a DNF. That will really shake things up, but hopefully that doesn't happen, and I hope I haven't just cursed anything. Spaghetti Chips taking pole position there. Just saw that in the top left with a 1 minute 7.4. So this is interesting. Brumadinho, Hasn't been right up at the top recently, but tonight he could be there. He could be there, and he could be square. And Schubert across the line with a 1 minute 8.17. So it's improved, but he's not gained any positions there. So there's a four-way battle for pole position. Scooter Seb is returning to the pit lane. Spaghetti Chips, I think, yeah, he's on and in that, definitely, not especially with that pace. Yeah, we saw him slow down at the beginning of his lap, and you can see he's not going too fast here. Only 6-7 minutes left of the session now. The clouds are coming over. It should probably stay dry though. FGAS new to the league. He's gonna put in a qualifying lap, but it's the slowest on the grid, unfortunately. So even with his DNF, it's not gonna help him too much. Being shot is just behind Wesley then. I just didn't do the Discord. Wesley with the world famous alien indicator. Hopefully that won't be too big of an issue. There's the other flags in sector 2, so Tom's probably gone wide or something there. But what happened to Philip was he went wide turn 3 or turn 4, and that cost him the lap. There's a Crumpet just warming up his DRS, I believe. I've lost the indicator saying who I'm spectating. Strange. So, yeah, that's kind of annoying for the cameras. Here comes Harry Blue, so across the line, and he's going to be up into 7th place. I don't think he improved there, but that's Simsy Danger taking pole position there. That's a Scooter Seb though. He's in sector 2. He's going out for another lap. Brumadinho retiring there. And there's rain on the circuit, and that's going to really cost him. And it looks like Scooter Seb's going to qualify in 4th. Was that rain's going to grease up the track unless you can get back to the line fast enough for the rain not to have too big of an effect. But you can see it's not going too well. This rain is going to really have an impact on the drivers' races. And we are having quite a few retirements. Though some people may have thought, yeah, I think some people are just realising that the quali's pretty much over. Now there's rain. We did see the clouds coming over a second ago, and that probably should have proved it to us. And yes, Scooter said just that rain's cost him too much time. He's not going to be able to improve, and that's pretty much the end of the qualifying session. You can see the rain coming down quite heavily. Of course, rain is forecast for the race tomorrow, or later this evening, depending on which way you want to look at it. And that's going to bring a premature end to the session, it looks like. If they're going to retire, hopefully they do, because we don't want to be sitting around for another 1 minute 40 seconds. Racing drivers are built to be impatient, so there we go, that's Scooter S3A, he knows. Just waiting for Fretty. I've just requested Fretty to retire. And the rain is coming down heavier and heavier. There we go. And R20 will be racing tonight, I believe. And we can get ready as the qualifying results are: Sims Danger, Spaghetti Chips, Brumadinho, Scooter S3A, Wolstrabert, Fretty, Hairy Blues, Wesley, Crazy Crumpet, DeLuca, Veenstra, Prince Killer, Philip Holston, Gaz, Philip, rounding off the grid. Philip TEM, that is, not Philip Holston. The Croat, not the Swede. With no time at all. Unfortunately, he retired too early. The spread between the field was just 2.5 seconds. But anyway, we're going to get ready as we head towards the race this evening. The sky isn't going to be as cloudy as that, I don't think, during our race, especially because it's been forecast to be wet. We started 5 minutes later this evening just to try and get everyone able to play. And yeah, we can see the rain is very heavy tonight, so that's going to put quite a big element on just keeping the car on track tonight. It's going to be a race of survival more than anything, and you can see some guys sliding around in the pit wall there. Can't be that slippery. Look at the men, they're just like gliding around. Anyway, hopefully it's not as that wet that you're moving around while standing still. You just look at them, they're like sliding around. Look, there's some guy in the back. Look at the guy in the back. The third guy, he's like just sliding around. And the front guy, what? This is rather weird. Anyway, 15 turns here in Brazil. The green lights go on for the start of the parade lap, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to get our telemetry ready, and we're going to look on board of all of the drivers. This is Sims Danger. It's just intermediate conditions, and I don't think it's going to get any wetter, although I might be wrong there. Here's Spaghetti Chips then in the Toro Rosso, splitting the two Red Bulls with Brumadinho behind him. Scooter S3A in his Williams, then Wolstrabert and Fretty both in the Hasses, then the Renault of Harry Blues and Wesley Warrens, then the other Toro Rosso of Crazy Crumpet, DeLuca, the reserve in his signature Alfa Romeo Sauber. Of course, they're going to be rebranded in as Alfa Romeo this season. Veenstra in the Red Bull, the sole Red Bull. No, he's not. He's got Philip TM in the other Red Bull. Prince Killer, the only McLaren on the field. Philip Holston, the only Mercedes on the field, and Gaz, the only Force India on the field, with Philip in the other in the other Red Bull, and R20 in the second Alfa Romeo Sauber. Spaghetti Chips going very close to the back of Simsy Danger there. Not really sure what he's playing at. Simsy Danger did have the alien indicator there for a second, but hopefully it won't be there for the start of the race. As we get ready to get moving in just a few moments' time. Hope you've got your popcorn ready, because this is going to be a good one. The rain, not really had any wet races this season. And of course there isn't really a wet line just yet. There hasn't been a dry line yet. That'll come a few laps on when all of the tyres have displaced all of the water on the racing line. Now the AI has taken over. We're going to look at Simsy Danger, because he'll be the man sitting on pole, and we won't be sure for how long though. You can already see the back of the grid, and very close indeed. That's the beauty of the AI in this game. Alright, 2 minutes 5 seconds. And as soon as we say that, he is ready, and we're going to have a look at Scuderia Seb for the start of the Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Alright, and away we go here in Brazil. Hold there for an age, and we're gonna watch Spaghetti Chips. He's not had a great start. Simsy Danger pulling ahead, and we can see in the background there is a Haas battling with the 2 Haas's battling with the Williams of Scuderia Seb, and we can see that Brumadinho has overtaken Spaghetti Chips, and you can see there's a Renault and a Haas battling side by side. It's going to be 3 wide with Scuderia Seb in towards turn 4. Can Fretti get in and move down here? He goes down the inside line. They're side by side yet again. We're going to watch them, and it looks like Fretti has got that position, but not too sure for how long. That's a 5-second penalty there for Prince Killer. The 2 Renaults, still one behind the other. Spaghetti Chips trying to get that position back from Brumadinho. He's down 1 place. Dropier's had an amazing start. He's up 5 places. Vinsha is down 5 places. Now down the inside goes Spaghetti Chips. What a move, but the switchback manoeuvre with Brumadinho. Spaghetti Chips getting a slightly better exit. Of course, these wet conditions, a big slide from Brumadinho. Tokyo drifting that, and now Wolfstrom, he's going to try and have a look at Brumadinho. Yes, he does. He goes down the inside. Looked like a bit of a lock-up. Bit of oversteer from Brumadinho. They're going to be side by side through the final turn sections, and it looks like, yes, Wolfstrom having an amazing start. He's up into the podium positions. Scuderia Seb is all the way down the order. Doesn't look like he's practiced enough, and you can see 2 cars side by side, 2 sets of cars side by side, as it's Wolfstrom, Brumadinho, and Scuderia and Fretti. Scuderia Seb trying to launch him down the inside, but he's not quite got the room, and it's going to be Brumadinho who's going to come out on top after that section. And we're going to look down the order, because we can see Crazy Crumpet and Droppier battling side by side. Nearly contact there as Crazy Crumpet goes wide, so we're going to hop back up to Scuderia Seb and Wolfsberg. Down the inside goes Scuderia Seb, and he's got the overtake there on the other Haas. Now the 2 Haas's are side by side, Fretti and Wolfsberg. Not quite actually. We can see DeLuca, he's about to make a move, but in the background we can there were a couple people battling. DeLuca, can he make a move here on Harry Blues? He's getting very close, but not quite close enough for an overtake just yet. Philip TM retiring from the session, ending the same way as his qualifying did. That is not good news. But Simsy Danger and Spaghetti Chips having an immense pace in these wet conditions. Scuderia Seb is going to struggle to keep up with them. Scuderia Seb though is catching Brumadinho. He's up by about half a tenth in the last sector. Simsy Danger's in the fastest lap with a 1 minute and 19.9, so it's about 13 seconds slower in the rain. And round the outside goes Scuderia Seb, who have the inside for the second part of the S. They bang tyres, but it's Scuderia Seb who has got the faster line through there. Having the second part of the turn inside has really helped him get that position, and he's going to end up in 3rd right now. So that's a podium playing position. Harry Blues and DeLuca though, they're side by side. The Sauber versus the Renault. Of course the Sauber has a better engine, and that's going to be the Sauber ahead. DeLuca beating the Renault in the drag race. Yeah, in fact, in sector 2, that's Crazy Crumpet off the second. He's nearly killed Gaz. And there he is. He's right on the racing line. That scared the life out of Gaz. Oh, and that looked like there was a bit of a slide there. Not too sure though. Drop the really close to the back of Harry Blues. The 2 Alfa Romeos closing up to each other. Harry Blues going on the standing water for a moment there, but up there DeLuca trying to find somewhere past Wilshire, but he's not quite got anything there. Now the gaps are increasing. Sims Danger having really good pace. He's increased the gap to Spaghetti Chips by about a second in the last lap. Sims Danger setting another fast lap with a 1 minute 19.7. Of course, as the dry line becomes more apparent, there's Harry Blues going wide there, and that's going to give Droppier an opportunity. He's going to move to the inside. Yes, he does. There's no DRS, of course, but he's not using his ERS. Down the inside into turn 1 he goes. Will he have it for turn 2? It looks like he's got a fast line, and yes, he has. He's got that position off Harry Blues. Now Wesley is going to try and catch up to his teammate. And now Wilshire on DeLuca. The two Hatters closing up to each other yet again. DeLuca trying to find somewhere past Freddy, but not quite there. That was cheekily one. That's Spaghetti Chips being overtaken by Scooter S7. Completely didn't see that coming. Sorry about that. I had a bit of a voice crack as well. And Sims Danger, he's got speed. He's 6.2 seconds up from second. He's increasing that gap by about 2.5 seconds a lap, if not more. So he is really trying to increase that gap, and that's really good pace from the Ferrari. This is DeLuca then on Fretty. DeLuca right up the tail of Fretty, and Sims Danger sets yet another fastest lap of the race. Down the inside with the slipstream ERS, but no DRS to speak of. They're both going to mode 5, and that's a heavier braking from DeLuca, and they're going to be side by side into the centre S's. Fretty keeping the inside line and staying ahead, but only just, and that's Droppier closing out right to the back of the other Haas. The Alphas and the Haasses really battling. DeLuca down the inside, no, he's not got anything there, but Droppier has made that overtake on Wilshire, and that puts the two Alfa Romeos in a Haas sandwich, but not for much longer, because Wilshire was trying to find somewhere through there, but he's not quite got that. DeLuca looking to get past Fretty. Right then, Fretty not quite making it through, but you can see Wilshire, he's not giving up on that position. This is a quiet train forming behind Fretty. Scooter S3A is catching up to Sims Danger. Down the inside goes Wilshire, lock up, but no speed to help him through that. And just, he's not able to connect to the line. And it looks like it's going to stay around 6 seconds between Sims Danger and Scooter S3A. And that's Sims Danger with yet another fastest lap. I feel like I'm going to have to be saying that every lap of the race. And that's Droppier. He's gone right past DeLuca. That immense amount of slipstream there. Did not see that one coming. He just shot it down the inside. And the two Alfa Romeo Salvas have swapped position. And that's being straight. It looks like he might have been off track. Harry Blues, he's making a move on Wilshire. Wilshire side by side with Harry Blues, and they're going to be side by side. And it's going to be a Renault sandwich for Wilshire now. Wilshire dropping further and further down the grid, but Droppier on Fretty defending with his heart there. Down the inside goes Droppier. That's a double front lockup, and that's not going to help with his tyre wear, of course. Pretty much unlimited tyres for this race, and they're battling side by side. It's going to be Fretty who comes out on top again. But for how much longer, we can't be too sure. This is just about the fastest, the closest gap on the track. And we're going to watch all of this unfold from DeLuca's perspective. DeLuca's slightly further behind Droppier and Fretty. In fact, there goes Droppier. He's going to go to the outside of Fretty, so hopefully you have the inside line for the second mark. No, it looks like he's going to go for the switchback manoeuvre because Fretty's gone deep there, anticipating the braking. Whoever has the better exit will get the position here. It looks like Fretty just about holding it, although he's not as good an exit. And there goes Droppier down the inside. It's going to be side by side as we move towards turn 4. Really side by side. You can just about see the front wing of the Haas, and finally getting the position off Fretty with an excellent overtake on Fretti from Dropier really calculated that, and he's just got the move perfect. Just saw him go deep, and he thought he'd go for the switchback because the other attempts weren't working, and it worked and it paid off for him. And it's like Veenstra and Prince Killer battling it out there. Down the inside goes Veenstra, and he's got that position off the McLaren. DeLuca on Fretti though. Fretti's lost one position this lap. He won't be looking wanting to lose two. Dropier with absolute blistering pace. He's moved up 11 places since the start of the race. Simply Danger with yet another fastest lap of the race. That's a 1 minute 19.505. You can see the sun shining through the sky. But there goes Scooter Seb taking that off him with a 1:19.3. So Scooter Seb could start closing in. But around the outside goes DeLuca. Can he get the move on Fretti? They've both got but it looks like he might go for the switchback manoeuvre just like his teammate did, but Fretti closing off that line for him. Who can get the better exit here? Looks like the Alfa Romeo has got the better exit. Fretti's going to be looking to defend. He's got lower ERS. Down the inside he pulls towards turn 4. This is just going to be like Dropier's move, except the Haas is going to come out on top this time. They're side by side yet again. Bit of oversteer from the Haas, and it looks like Hairy Blue's coming out of the blue, right, trying to find it somewhere through. Of course, Hairy Blue coming out of the blue, and there's a lot of rhyming, and I feel like an idiot. Down the inside of DeLuca, they're side by side. This is a three-way battle now for position 6, and a big battle it is because they're still side by side. Hairy Blue's is going to have the inside line. Yet he remains side by side as we move towards the next turn. And he's going to have to go behind DeLuca for now. And that's cost DeLuca time defending. And Wesley has joined the party. And Scooter Seb is still losing time to Simpson Danger. So that's not going too well up the grid. But down the grid we've got some excellent battles unfolding as Wesley goes a bit right. This is going to give Harry an ample opportunity, causing it simultaneously. Slightly strange there. The rain seems to be coming down a lot heavier now. And the pit stop phase, I'm not sure how long the intermediates will last on this track. But lap 9 of 36, we're a quarter of the way through the Grand Prix now. And that's the Haas going wide, but it's not going to be any time penalties for him. But now, here comes DeLuca. He's not close enough to Fretti just yet to make a move. Really struggling to keep up, but Simpson Danger is running away with the lead here. And it looks like those top 4 have pretty much sorted themselves out, although Dropier will be looking to take that forward. He has got quite a decent pace, moving up 11 positions to start the race. Of course, he started from last, so it's a last question mark race for that Alfa Romeo Sauber. I'm not sure what's called an Alfa Romeo Sauber. It's kind of sad we're losing the name of Sauber in the motorsport with the announcement that they're changing their name to Alfa Romeo Racing. And that's Wesley receiving a 5-second stop-go penalty for a severe collision with Hairy Blues, and Hairy Blues has got no front wing, and that's not gone well. Hairy Blues, yeah, really struggling. Has he got a puncture? I don't think he's got a puncture. That's a stop-go penalty for the two teammates colliding. That's not something you want to see, but here comes DeLuca on Fretti. DeLuca's going to go for the switchback manoeuvre. Yes, he does. With a better exit, he's going to try and pull to the inside of Fretti. He's got the slipstream, he's got the ERS. Fretti keeping it in 3 for most of this race so far. Towards turn 4, who's going to have the better line? Fretti's trying to cool down his tyres on the standing water. Switchback manoeuvre from DeLuca. Could it be? No, he can't, because the left-hand sweeping corner is pretty much only one line, especially in the wet, where it's really limiting your grip levels. But Fretti's going to stay on top for now. And that means the two Renaults are in last. That was a really late break from DeLuca. They're going straight into the back of the house. But luckily, not quite. Dropier is catching up to Brumadinho, so I have to keep an eye peeled for that battle as well. Wesley has pitted again. Of course, to serve his stop-go penalty. He's catching on Philip Hogston, although he's losing again now. We'll keep an eye on DeLuca and Fretti. It looks like the sun's out on this part of the track, but it seems to be rainier in the first section. I'm not sure if that's just me or that's the game doing that. Of course, tracks span over a wider area than you think. Can we see a move here from DeLuca, outbraking Fretty yet again, but not outbraking him enough to make a move. But this is Walstrubert and Philip Hogston really close. Just 0.3 of a second, but we're going to go back to DeLuca because he's right up the chuff of Fretty. These two battling amazingly this evening, but we're going to also have to look up to Dropie because he's about to try and overtake Brumadinho, or he will be in a moment's time, and that's Walstrubert making up a couple positions there, and that's going to make it Sauber Haas. And things were getting to quieten down a bit. I'm not sure what the weather outlook is for the whole race. It's probably going to be wet. Walstrubert is gaining on Philip Hogston yet. So we'll watch this for now. Yes, it's the closest battle on track. Hopefully we don't miss anything further up the field because we see Dropie. He's about to make a move on Brumadinho into the S's, but he's not close enough to make anything of it there. Back to Walstrubert, and there's been a huge crash. That's Walstrubert squeezed by Philip Hogston. He's going to keep going. That's Philip Hogston. He's still in the race, but just about, and that's really not gone well. I think when there was Philip Hogston squeezed him way too much, and that's going to cost both of them a large chunk of the race because that's huge front wing lost for both of them. Fretty and DeLuca also batting. Fretty's still ahead of DeLuca. These two producing excellent racing pretty much throughout the course of the Grand Prix so far, and that's being shot on Philip Hogston. Philip Hogston, of course, he's got severe front wing damage, which can cost him a lot of time. We haven't had my favourite helicopter camera angle just yet this evening. Unfortunately, I always like to see that. It just makes things a lot easier to watch. Although the rain might have meant it can't be brought out tonight. I hope it hasn't. There's Philip Hogston and Gaz really battling it out up here. Since the engine has gone into the pits, I was preemptively going up the order there just to check on what was going out. So they've lost it about lap 13. That's a 5-second stop-go penalty for Spaghetti Chips, lasting about 2/5 of the race, those intermediates. So it's going to be a 2-stopper at this rate. The Haas's double stacking almost. No, they've got that nice and calculated. This is a three-way battle then for what will be net like fourth actually. Net third even. No. Yes, for net third. Brumadinho in danger, and Dropie showing really good racing this evening. Let's see just how close these drivers are with the Richard Mill sponsored cockpit of the Haas. The Haas is putting on an excellent performance for us this evening. And I wonder how many times I've said Haas during the stream so far. It's fantastic. Just had to do a Will Buxton. But anyway, Brumadinho, he's got that pressure from behind. That's a big slide from Dropie. Just applying the pressure power slightly too early. And he's going to pit now anyway, I believe. No, he's not. He has got the pit free though, so it's going to be interesting when these two teammates pit. Scuderia said in the pits, that was probably quite a fast pit, so I wasn't really concentrating on that. That's DeLuca with the fastest lap in his Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team car with a 1 minute and 19.09. And he hasn't even pitted yet, so those are quite old tyres, I think. Yeah, he's on old tyres and he's just at the fastest lap. Just get our telemetry up there. And we should see how... Yeah, it's nearly a minute between first and last. We've only got 13 finishes so far. I didn't even see Prince Killer had gone out actually. Must have been quite recently. But we're going to put it back onto the interval because that's really what makes it easier to see everything. So we're going to go up to Brumadinho. Harry Beads receiving a 3-second time penalty. I think he probably went for a front wing change during that pit stop. Of course, this track is very downforce heavy, especially with the rain. You want to get as much grip as possible, and you can see Dropier locking up slightly. Those 13 lap, or those old tyres really going to need changing. I reckon he's going to pull into the pits now. No, he's not. He's going to stay out for yet another lap. Since Angel with 1 minute 17.6. Those faster tyres really giving him extra pace, and it might also mean the track is drying up ever so slightly. That's a 3-second time penalty for Brumadinho, the man in front of Dropier. I'm going to have a quick look at the penalties so far. So there's stop go. There's been a stop go for Prinsko, but he's out of the race. There's 3 seconds for Hairy Blues. Stop go for Wesley. There's been a 3 seconds for Gaz. 3 seconds for Veenstra and Wallström. Stop go for Spag. Hairy Blues getting a 3-second time penalty, and Scudero Brumadinho getting a 3-second time penalty just a moment ago. And DeLuca finally pits. Now it's going to be Dropier and Brumadinho. Neither of those two drivers have pitted, I don't think. And neither seem to danger actually. They're really stretching their tyres. They might be going for a 2-stop strategy around this track. Have to wait and see. Could the track be drying up by the end of the session, which might be why Scudero said pitted earlier, or he just couldn't stretch those tyres long enough, as long as he wanted to. This is Wesley and Hairy Blues. Hopefully they don't collide again like they did just a moment ago. And that's a big slide, hitting the curb there, just really off balancing the back of that car for Wesley. Wesley looks like he's struggling for grip on those rear tyres, even though he's got brand new tyres on. Actually, they're 5 laps old. Since the engine's put on new tyres, so it's not really a battle for first going on. Bit of a slide there from Dropier. And they go back to both of the runners because they're quite close to each other. Onto the straight. Could we see Wesley make a move on the Hairy Blues? I think Wesley might even be on pad because it looks like he's struggling to try and keep area really close, pretty much touching the back of Hairy Blues there, really risky. And it looks like, yeah, Wesley has got that position off Hairy Blues, but I'm not sure for how long. Because Hairy Blues is going to make a move back for 8th position into turn 4. They nearly touch. Wesley pretty much all over the track. Got to be he's going to have to be a bit more careful, I think. Oh, when they touch again, that's forced Wesley wide. And he's going to take back that position of the lead in that battle. Since Danger getting a 3-second time penalty as well, so all of this drivers struggling to keep it in. I think that might have been an illegal overtake for Wesley because it looks like Hairy Blues has got that position back up. Oh, and that's Veenstra. Looks like he's... No, they just made it up. No. Confusing myself. There is the helicopter, but we haven't been given it yet, unfortunately. So it's Dropier. Then he's still staying quite fairly close behind Brumadinho. Dirty Air is not going to be working in his favour tonight, though. And of course, Dirty Air means you're going to have less grip, which is going to have a detrimental effect on the tyres. So staying that close to the whole race might not be the greatest idea. The Dropier has managed to stretch his tyres 16 laps. Actually, they're both on 16 lap old tyres. So it'll be interesting to see when they pit. But anyway, we're just going to turn off all of our stuff and we're going to watch the race in. A bit of oversteer there from Dropier, and we're just going to let it play out quickly. Anyway, they're probably going to try and go for the 2-stop, these two drivers. They've got their tyres to last 18 laps. They're probably getting them, keeping their wear down quite well if they're managing to stretch them this far. Things beginning to quieten out a bit now. If you're wondering who I am, you can find me on YouTube at Barless. Just search that in the search bar. It's the top channel that comes up. Anyway, enough of my shameless plug. We're going to get straight back into the race with Dropia. He's not finding anywhere past Brumadinho. Brumadinho like a bus on the track. They might even try and stretch their tyres to 20 laps just to increase the chance that so they can push a bit more on their second set of tyres. Screw it, Seb. He's closing in on those two as well. And that's Dropia peeling off into the pits at long last. Brumadinho going out for another lap. He had to call whether to go into the pits there or stay out behind Brumadinho. Brumadinho is going to manage the undercut then. It had to be a split-second decision on who went or where. And it's going to be Brumadinho staying out and Spaghetti Chips overtaking Dropia as Dropia is just exiting the his pit box now. Spaghetti Chips kind of in his own world. He's about 12 seconds behind the title championship rival Screw Seb. I say championship rival quite loosely because he's quite far away. Sims Danger is 11 seconds ahead of his championship rival. Brumadinho, will he pit then? I believe he will. Screw Seb. Screw Seb's left the session. And that's not going to be good for him, because that's going to give Spaghetti Chips an opportunity to catch up. Of course, the AI, I believe, settings on 40% difficulty. Big lock up those tyres on Brumadinho's car. Definitely very warm by now. That's going to give Spaghetti Chips an opportunity to catch up to Scudero Seb. I mean, if Scudero Seb finishes in a worse position, that's going to put him the final race of the season in even more stakes between those two, because Sims is in with a shout of winning it, depending on the results of this race, really. Scudero Seb just has to make it to the end, and he's pretty much won. But if he can win at the race, then he will win the championship tonight. Although that's not looking likely unless there's a big crash from Scudero Seb. And Brumadinho finally, yeah, he has pitted now, and that's going to put everyone back into their original places. I believe everyone's pitted now. Gaz has even pitted twice, so yeah. Leader. 1 minute 15, so there's only one person lapped so far. We've got 16 laps to go. Should touch wood with everything I've said so far. Scudero Seb is still ghosting though, and Spaghetti Chips is managing to catch up to him at a rate of knots. Just 5 seconds between them now. That was 8 seconds earlier, I believe. So can Spaghetti Chips win? Will overtake him, and that's gonna mean 10 points. That will mean there will just be a gap of 9 points between Sims Danger and Scudero Seb into the final round of the championship. So if one person finishes first and the other person finishes third, whoever finishes first will win. If Sims Danger, of course, that is if he finishes ahead of Scudero Seb tonight, with Spaghetti Chips squeezing in between both of them, that would mean there's a 10 points difference. There'll be a reduction. Can't speak tonight. There'll be a reduction of 10 points in their gap, and you can see Spaghetti Chips is really catching up. There'll be a reduction of 10 points in the gap, which is 19 points now. That'll be down to 9 points next week. By next week, if Sims Danger finishes first and Scudero Seb finishes third, that Scudero Seb may even drop down further from the order. It is not going to be good for him, but that will be good for Sims Danger. I hope Scudero Seb can fix whatever issue he's having now. He's still ghosting, I think. Yeah, he is still ghosting. This is really not good for him. I'm very curious as to what's happening with Scudero Seb. He's rejoined the session, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to put everything back to normal. No, we hope so anyway. Alright, I'll focus. I know you said that quite a while ago, Nick, but I'll focus back on the commentating. He's still got the menu paused though. Don't know what's happening with Scuderi Seb, but he has got Drop the 8 closing up quite fast now. Oh, he's back to driving, and we haven't got the indicator on the left, so it's going to be really difficult to know where we are, if you know what I mean. Operating the cameras, part of the commentator's job really. Drop the 8 doing an excellent performance as well. He's in 12th position. Scuderi Seb now needs to make up 4.5 seconds on Spaghetti Chips in the next 15 laps. I think that's doable. It depends what their paces are looking like. And if Scuderi Seb finishes second, because it looks pretty much clear that Sims Danger is going to finish on first, it will still be a 14 points gap, which will reduce the likelihood of Sims Danger winning the championship, but it will still be there. This position is really endangering to Scuderi Seb's championship lead. He's been commanding it, and there's exactly a second gap between Harry Blues and Wesley. Oh, it's gone now. So that was just really satisfying. You don't see that every day. Anyway, enough of that. Not too much going on track though. Scuderi Seb not really gaining or losing on Spaghetti Chips. This is not good for him. Just go in the race director. Hopefully this will fix our issue. Everyone's still on the inters. Spaghetti Chips is up by 0.03 of a second, and Sims Danger is down by 0.02 of a second. The last couple of sectors. All broke on my mic there. Veenstra in the pits again. His second pit stop. Philip Hogston retiring from the session, and that's his car off the track, and looks like he's probably just got overset out of turn 4, I think that is. Yeah, overset out of turn 5 even. Yeah, I think what's happened is he's got overset out of turn 5. Gaz going really slowly. I'm not too sure what's happened there with him. Yeah, he must have got overset out of turn 4 or 5. Just lost it and gone into the barrier. And that's safety car. Safety car has been deployed. It's the first time this season, I believe, safety car has been deployed. Oh, and that's Gaz. He's crashed into the back of the safety car. Absolute scenes here in Brazil, and that's going to give Gaz the big DNF in his debut Racing League Cup. And that's going to give Sims Danger a prime opportunity to go and have a pit stop. Of course, Drop the 8 and Brumadinho, they're going to try and stretch their tyres, but this safety car is really going to change things in the order. So we're going to get it on stops, because I believe loads of people are going to be stopping. Everyone is, everyone's staying on the intermediates, of course. The rain coming down pretty steadily throughout here. Spaghetti Chips is pitting. Scuderi Seb is pitting. Drop the 8 is pitting. And Brumadinho is going to stay out and take the lead, it looks like. No, Sims Danger is behind, so he was pretty much a pit stop ahead of everyone. But that's not going to be good for Sims Danger. Where Scuderi Seb dropping down the order. It's going to be interesting on the restart. They're going to have to try and get heat. Oh, and that's Veenstra is disqualified from the session. Gone the long way down there. It'd be cool if we could spectate the safety car. Of course, the Mercedes FLH AMG safety car leading us. Brumadinho and DeLuca both staying out on track. I thought Veenstra had been disqualified. See airplane taking off in the distance, and we still haven't got my stupid helicopter angle. That's quite annoying for me. I just wanted my helicopter angle. You have to admit that the helicopter does really improve things sometimes. When you've got an on-track bus and you really want to see the distances, so going on board, go off board a helicopter, and that just really helps you judge it. It's a lot easier to see the differences, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that Philip Holston crash has caused a safety car. I'm going to check because I'm pretty sure Beans just got disqualified. No. Strange. The two Ferraris leading though, which is now going to be a good idea. We should have a quick look at the championship standings, of course, Constructors' Championship. Because I haven't got those up yet, so I should really get those up now. Really, just let us know how important this safety car is for this championship. So Ferrari is leading the championship by quite a margin. That's over 100. That's 121 point lead. Then it's Williams and Toro Rosso, then Haas. Toro Rosso just 2 points ahead of Haas at this rate. They might overtake them with the points. I don't know the FIA point system from the top of my head, but it's going to be interesting. Then we've got Haas. Then Sauber's about 100 points, 120 points behind Haas. Then Renault 79, Mercedes 57, McLaren 26, Force India 19, and Red Bull 16. That might stay that way for the bottom teams because they haven't got any drivers left on track. Renault might move up a couple points, but it's not going to help them, seeing as they're 70 points behind Sauber. So who will come out on top, Toro Rosso or Haas by the end of the season? That's the biggest battle we've really got going on. That's really the only battle we've got going on in the standings. And the safety car taking quite a strangely wide line there. He's gone onto the white lines before turning in. Not too sure when the safety car is going to come in. If you touch the safety car, remember that is an instant DNF. Right then, we are currently going through turn 8, I believe, or turn 10. That's turn 10 actually. No, that was turn 8. Turn 9 towards turn 10. Safety car is staying out for another lap, I believe, while the stewards clear the wreckage of Philip Holston. Safety car in this lap. Let's get ready for some more racing then. Sims Danger backing up the pack so you can get maximised exits. Going on to the standing water. Spaghetti Chips, 5 second stop go penalty for a severe collision with DeLuca. Sims Danger, they've got to be poised and ready. Brumadinho looking to take it. Sims Danger opens up the throttle and he's going to get a good start. Can DeLuca, Scooter SF. Oh, and Brumadinho dropping all the way down the order, and it looks like he's gone off somewhere and he's going to pull into the pits. Yeah, he's got front wing damage. It's really annoying not being able to see where we are. And that round the outside of Spaghetti Chips going DeLuca, Spaghetti Chips back down the inside. Scooter has said then this is going to be really bad for his championship standing if he stays in that current position, but there goes DeLuca. He's going to try and move to the outside of Spaghetti Chips taking a defensive inside line, and he's got that right under his belt. This safety car really shuffling things back up again. Of course, we will have post-race interviews, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to ask them. and so the danger pulling away again after that start, increasing that. He'd probably be back up to where he was, the gap it was before the safety car came out, because that safety car really challenged his race lead right now. Spaghetti Chips losing time at an absolute rate here. DeLuca not really gaining or losing on Spaghetti Chips. I think what happened to Gaz was the safety car just suddenly, he suddenly got surprised by the brakes of it, and that's why he's gone into the back of it. And the safety car is literally invincible. If you hit it, doesn't really matter. The safety car just keeps going. Not too sure how realistic that is. Gone a bit wide there, Freddie. There we go, I've brought it back, the thing. Oh, that's so much better. I can actually see what I'm doing. This carbon fibre still on the track. Shows haven't done a very good a job then clearing the wreckage. This is Wesley on Ulstrabert. Spaghetti Chips now finally increasing that lead against DeLuca. Although he has got that 5-second penalty, which will probably be added to him at the end of the race, because I don't think he's planning on pitting again, which could put Scooter Seb up into 3rd position, depending on how they finish. I'm going to grab the leaderboard up quickly. So Spaghetti Chips 2 seconds. He will drop down to 5th at this rate if he doesn't increase that gap pretty soon. Dropping still having quite a good race. He's up 11 positions. Scooter is there, and that's Sims Danger setting the fastest up with a 1 minute 17.36. So he's still got the pace. And DeLuca's losing out on Spaghetti Chips now, but this is Scooter said he's going to start pushing DeLuca. Have to keep an eye out. We've got 7 laps left of the race. And oh yeah, I've just remembered, my favourite football team has got a match on right now. I know I'm supposed to be commentating this and not football, but anyway, there goes Wesley Warren. He's trying to find somewhere past Ulstrabert, but Ulstrabert really cutting him off there. Simsy Danger, he's trying to find somewhere through. Spaghetti Chips, he does need to increase that gap ASAP. No, Barnett's losing 1-0 against Brentford. Since then, setting another fastest lap there with a 1 minute 17.2. Can't believe Barnett's losing. Come on, Barnett, you need to win. You can do it. Sorry, a bit of a distraction there. Of course, Barnett are only playing them again because Brentford cheated when they last played. One of them diving in the box, and that gave them a penalty. Otherwise, Barnett would have won and become the first non-league team to reach round 5 of the FA Cup. Or something like that. I don't know, I read that somewhere. Drop the A right up the back of Scooter Seb, and Scooter Seb struggling to find anywhere through here. Down round the outside goes Drop the A, but he's not got anywhere. It's going to close out. We've got 5 laps left, 6 laps left even. Scooter Seb trying to find somewhere past the Lucas. Spaghetti Chips has got that gap up to 2 seconds, but he's still going to finish in 5th at this rate. And for the championship lead, that's not going to be good for Scooter Seb. And if he stays in at 4th now, which is unlikely with that time penalty, although they have got time penalties of themselves, so have to keep an eye out for that. Scooter Seb down the inside of DeLuca. DeLuca's going to go for the switchback manoeuvre, and he's going to hold on to that position. Stupid camera angle from the race director there. Didn't have any idea what was going on. Could sense the move coming down the inside. Scooter Seb trying to find somewhere down the inside of DeLuca, outbraking him, and he's got that position up into 3rd place. And that's drop. Yeah, he's making a move on his teammate as well. A lot of car there. And that's drop up it back into 4th position. He's gained 12 places since the start of the race. Spaghetti Chips then, he needs to increase that gap a good amount more. I know there, Scooter Seb has got a time penalty of 3 seconds, but he's closing down rapidly on Spaghetti Chips. Come on, Spaghetti. On an interesting final race next week. Go do this for me. The track is definitely drying up. There's almost no rain left, but there's not going to be an opportunity to change onto the slicks now. It's going to be inters to the end of the race, and whoever can manage those slippery inters on a dry track the best is going to come out on top in the on-field battles. There is the helicopter in the sky, but there we go. No, that's not the helicopter, I don't think. There's still a bit of rain coming down, but not nearly as much as there was at the beginning of the race. And not nearly enough to warrant the need for a pit stop onto dry tyres, especially as a pit stop's about 20 seconds and you'll only gain about 8 to 10 seconds on the slicks. I mean, it could be viable, but that's only on a super dry track, which is not what we have here. You can see the clouds are beginning to lift. Super Danger with the 117.1 there, so he's got faster. Spaghetti Chips needs to stay 2 seconds ahead of him as far as I'm concerned, just to stay ahead. Just to finish in second, I believe, with the 3 second penalty for Scooter Seb, 5 second penalty for Spaghetti Chips. That's going to be interesting. Come on, Spaghetti, just keep 2 seconds ahead of Scooter Seb. You have one job, you can do it. I'm just winning this on because I want a really good final round battle between those two drivers, Simsy Danger and Scooter Seb. It's been raging all season long. It's been hit and miss. After what happened at Kota with the weird occurrence that happened to Simsy Danger, I think it was, where he was leading, which would make the which would have made the championship battle better. But anyway, the penultimate round of the Season 3A Championship is drawing to a close, and at this rate, Scooter Seb is going to be closer than ever to Simsy Danger. I really need a glass of water. My throat is so dry. Simsy Danger with a 1:17.0. I'll stick it till the end of the race. Just 1.5 seconds in between Scooter Seb and Spaghetti Chips. It's so tense. Can't bear to look. I'm just gonna hide that for a moment, just so we can appreciate the track and the graphics of this game, because they really are excellent. Apart from that barrier there, I think it looks a bit shocking. And we'll go back to normal. I know what I did. I pressed triangle one too many times, which gets rid of everything. Ooh. I'm a bit of an idiot, but Fretty and Harry Blues, they're battling it as well. Scooter Seb catching up ever closer to Spaghetti Chips. You can see him drawing closer to the Toro Rosso. Spaghetti Chips needs to stay ahead of him to have any kind of hope of beating him. And if Spaghetti Chips can find 0.8 of a second, that'd be really helpful this lap. Although I don't think that's happening. You can see in the background, Spaghetti Chips can probably see him in his notes. Yes, he can. Spaghetti Chips can see the Williams in his mirrors. It's all about this final lap then, but we're going to move up to the man who's led the race all evening tonight. In his Ferrari, the lens flare absolutely beautiful in this game from these cameras. Simsy Danger, he is led from flag to finish. Qualifying on pole. An excellent performance. He's outclassed everyone on the track. He's just had the pace in the wet. Probably practiced in the wet a bit more than the other drivers, I reckon. Or just knows the track very well because he has done so well. He's been so much faster than the other drivers. As he moves out of the final few turns for the last time this evening. To take the line here in Brazil. For round 20 of the Season 3A Championship. Then Spaghetti Chips just 7 seconds behind him. Giving it nice and narrow. He's celebrating what it... Oh, he's lost and he's killed his driver. But at least he's not racing anymore. That's Scooter S3A, and he's going to finish in second. Drop, yeah, he's going to finish ahead of him. Spaghetti Chips down to 5. I'm not too sure what he was doing, celebrating there. Now then, 7 seconds, 12 points. 12 points is between the championship. As Brumadinho to cross the line. That's all there is in the championship. 12 points, ladies and gentlemen. Between Scooter S3A and Simsy Danger as we move into the final round next week at Abu Dhabi under the lights. This is the man who won, and his teammate dropping down all the way to last after the safety car. The safety car did not do his teammate any favours. And it's not the usual 3 we have on the podium because Spaghetti Chips dropping down to 5th after his collision with DeLuca. It's going to be Simsy Danger, Dropye and Scooter S3A. As they get their jubilations completed. And Maurizio Riveni in the crowd. Very happy with his team, even though he doesn't work there anymore. So, as usual, he was doing in the crash. Oh, and it's a bit weird there. And I've got some XP from that. Somehow. Anyway, so the finishing order is going to be Simsy Danger, Scooter S3A without a single penalty. Dropye, DeLuca, Spaghetti Chips, Wesley, Fretty, Wallstrabert, Veenstra, Hairy Blues, and Brumadinho rounding off the finishers with Philip Holston, Gaz, Prince Colette, Crazy Crumpet and Philip not finishing. So with just 12 points in it, Simsy Danger is going to have to finish first and Scooter S3A is going to have to finish 4th. So whoever is faster at Abu Dhabi, or if there is a big accident, that's going to decide how everything pans out. But anyway, we're going to invite the 3 top finishers to the party and see if they want to have a chat about the race. If you have any questions for the Q&A, just put them in the comments below. Dropye finish first. Okay, it's not going to let me add him. There we go, he sent him an invite. Simsy, you there?
Yeah.
That was a good race for you then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good race. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if Scooter disconnected. I think so. Or
Yeah, he did disconnect halfway through.
okay. I'm not sure how I felt about this one.
I mean, Simsy, you led pretty much from start. You had so much.
My race was.
You had a lot better pace than everyone on the track, though.
I didn't. I'm not sure. I was on the 2-stop, and I thought maybe Scooter or Broomer were trying a 1-stop or something different to jump me, so I really had to push for it.
Yeah, but you.
And I
Yeah.
mean, my race was perfect. I'm really sorry for my teammate because I saw him at the safety car restart where he immediately crashed into the wall.
Yeah, I was wondering why he dropped down.
Yeah, I mean it was a 1-2 for Ferrari, so would have been a really good team result. But I'm happy with my race. Not entirely happy, but it was good.
Yeah. And that means it's just 12 points between you and Scooter Seb as we move towards Abu Dhabi. So you looking forward to that race?
I'm really looking forward to Abu Dhabi, yeah, because it's one of my favorite tracks and my tire wear around there is really good and the pace as well. But I already knew from USA onwards I had to win every race, and as I said, it's not in my hands anymore to win the championship. I had to win every race, and so far I did.
So I think if I've done my maths correctly, you're going to have to finish first and Scooter Seb's going to have to finish fourth for you to have for you to be able to win the championship, and even then it will be by 1 point.
Yeah, I also calculated the gap because I always looked on the top left during the race where Scooter might be, because I know I was leading by 25 seconds before the safety car came out, and I don't know, I was just trying to get as much cars as possible between me and Scooter.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Rosberg did get so many time penalties, I think, because he really dropped back.
Yeah, he had a 5-second penalty. I think he hit Luca or something under the safety car.
Oh, okay.
Which meant that instead of you finishing first and Scooter Seb finishing third for you to win next week, it changed from that to him finishing fourth. So I'm not sure.
How big is the gap right now between me and Scooter?
I think it's 12 points.
Was it 12 points?
I think it is.
Okay, but yeah, Scooter has to finish fourth, and I have to win because you get 15 points. For
Hello.
Third. Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I've been disconnected from everything, so I just disconnected from the party.
Alright. Yeah, because you disconnected halfway through the race.
Oh my god, yeah, I could have died. And my heart was sinking, and then luckily I used the backup invite, and yeah, my internet's just been playing up the whole time, so I'm really lucky to get second, to be honest.
Yeah, the safety car did play into your favour though, didn't it?
Yeah, the safety car helped me massively. Without the safety car, I mean, when I saw Philip Hogston, I think it was, retired, I shouted to myself, safety car.
Yeah.
And then, thank God it came out. It's one of those things, and then, yeah, I got really lucky with the safety car. But, I mean, the gap's
it's 12 points.
14 points?
I think it's 12.
12 points.
12? Oh.
Yeah, so you...
Just discussed it before you
Yeah.
joined, because I already said I have to win the race and you have to finish third.
Fourth.
To win the championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, third. Because Sims's got one more win, so I have to finish third.
It's going to be quite an interesting race.
14, wait, what?
No, it's 12. Because it was 19
Wait,
before the race. Before the race it was 19.
Wait.
19 points.
He
19.
gained 7 points that round, so now it's only 12 points.
I thought it was 21, sorry.
No.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it's going to be, I mean, the battle for the championship in Abu Dhabi, I mean, these two past races have been so stressful, so Abu Dhabi is going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to be a big one.
I can't wait, but it's probably, everyone should tune in, because this is probably the biggest race in F1 League Club's history.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if it does turn out Sims of Danger on first, finishing first and you finishing fourth, that will just mean it was won by 1 point.
Yes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see.
Looking forward to Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward. I think Scooter, we already discussed it in the PSN chat that it would be great to have a final in Abu Dhabi and things like that.
Yeah, we have.
Seems like
we
it's
have discussed
happening.
that. Yeah. Just
Yeah. Really looking forward to a good and fair race.
yes. I think that's what it's been all season. It's been hard but fair, so just one last race.
That's what it all boils down to. Anyway, I think we're going to end this stream there. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.